Good evening, Amrita ma'am. Good evening, Akash.
Good evening, Millie.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Saurav. Good evening, Lonita.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Nishta. Good
Good,
evening, Pooja.
good evening, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, Shipriya, Shubham, Simran. Good evening, Umesh sir. Good evening, Farhan.
Good evening, Millie ma'am. Good evening,
Good evening.
Poa ma'am. Good evening,
Good evening,
Amrita
sir.
ma'am.
Good evening, Amrita madam, Monima madam.
Good evening, Nalini.
Good
Nalini
evening,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Shravani ma'am. Good
Good evening,
evening,
madam.
Shravani ma'am. Good evening, Achita.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good evening, Divya ma'am. Good evening, Vandana ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rana Pratap ji.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Umesh.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So today, Millie will also thank the press and media.
Ma'am, that is included.
Ah.
That is there.
It has been covered very well yesterday, and
Yes,
we hope
ma'am.
the same today.
Ma'am, everyone has been covered step by step.
Yes,
I
really
have
good.
till last student also.
Very good.
Good evening, Priya, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Aditya.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayank. Good evening, Rohit. Good evening, Rati Priya. Good evening, Neeraj. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Anupma and Dr. Mili, Dr. Vandana.
Good evening.
Good evening.
कैसे हैं डॉक्टर जगन्नाथन?
I'm good, I'm good. Thank you. So, how was the program?
Fantastic. I think Miss Anupma, our chief guest, has joined.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
When we reach the end of what we should know, we will be at the beginning of what we should make sense. As it is said that everything with a beginning has an end. A warm welcome and good evening to all the dignitaries, guests, and participants to the valedictory function of 2 days online workshop on developing leadership skills among budding entrepreneurs organized by Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, of campus. The workshop intended to develop a level of understanding about the concept of leadership and entrepreneurship. It's my privilege and honor to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. C. Jeganathan, Professor and Dean, Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Sir is having a vast research and academic experience of more than 28 years. Sir started his career from Indian Space Research Organization and joined BIT Mesra in 2001. Without the support and guidance from Sir, it has not been possible for us to conceptualize our ideas into action. I request our Director, Madam Dr. Bhattacharjee, to deliver the welcome speech for the guest of honor.
Thank you, Ms. Anupma. A very good evening to all present here, to all the participants. Our hearty thanks to you all for having participated, because that is what is most important. We at the organizing end, we want participation from people, and that's what you gave us. And thank you very much, Professor Jeganathan, for having consented to come today to join this event. The patronage of Professor Vice Chancellor Indranil Manna sir has been a great motivation to all of us. And your consent to be here today has added to it very positively, and great motivation for all of us. As Anupma has already said, you have a vast experience. You have been a very good colleague and my neighbor at the department for the last 5 years. Sir has been very cooperative in all our initiatives in the past 5 years of my working with him. So I welcome you, sir, today again, and please deliver your speech of guest of honor.
Thank you, Professor Vandana, and thank you, Dr. Anupma and Dr. Millie. Thank you all for giving me an opportunity to be part of your program. And it's really a great initiative by Professor Vandana and your team for conducting this leadership skill program for budding entrepreneurs. Actually, you have taken the right subject. Today, the youngsters, because if you have to one paper published, so what? Write a letter to Indian Institute of Science about the paper's information, and then the letter goes to that library, IASC library. It takes 1 week, and they have a lot of requests. So our request is in the queue. So then they take then they post. You get one research article, it takes more than 1 month. Talking about 30 years back. Now, again, the amount of information the youngsters, they are so lucky. So, what is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? Now, whether this one two information. One is kind of living in desert, another is living in ocean. So both have the disadvantage or advantage. So if you have a ship to sail across this ocean, then you will be great. Now, how to make that ship? What is the character of that ship? So this leadership skill is one of the vital skills to build your own ship, to sail across this information and to create your future. So now, during the last 2 days, you might have heard from vast speakers who are really have gone through personally and learned the skill. Or my personal experience of leadership would be, you see, we all as a human are given a potential knowledge. Every one of us has a skill. Now, can we say the skill is equivalent to the person who has a lot of skill can be a good leader? Or can be a leader? Not necessarily. We have seen so many people in the past, right? So, for example, so there are so many people you come across. Dr. Manmohan Singh, he's a very good intellect and great skill as a finance minister. But he has a disadvantage when we became prime minister. And when our Sachin Tendulkar, he is a great master batsman, right? But he didn't have a kind of good leadership as a captain, right? So the style of leadership also differs at different places. MS Dhoni is a different style altogether. And Virat Kohli, he has a different style. So some people are aggressive or some people are mild. So there is no unique character to be a leader, but there are certain qualities which all these leaders have shown. Everyone have inherited. So for me, the most important skill would be, it's a management skill. So because being an entrepreneur, you are also a leader. When you become an entrepreneur, when you want to become an entrepreneur, you are thinking to create something. You have taken a first step that you are a leader today, every one of you, if you are an entrepreneur. Because you are going to manage so many things. First and foremost is the money. You are going to manage the finance. You want to create new finance, more finance. Then you want to create job opportunity to many youngsters. So the human resource. Then you have to have a time deadline. Okay, now I have 5 lakhs. So how long my entrepreneurship, this new initiative can sustain? So you are going to manage the time also. Then sometime your expected outcome may not be there. So you may be feeling little low. That means at that time you are managing your own self. That is a self-management also you are doing. So then you are taking a particular crucial decision. Suppose you are getting an order. So you are getting an order from 2 companies and you have to deliver. Now, which you are limited by the resources. Which company you will take first, right? So you are getting more order, but you are not able to deliver. Now you have to remove somebody in queue. You have to put them in queue. Which one should take first? Then that you are making a decision making. That is also an important skill. Now the most important would be that if you are making some entrepreneurship initiative, that subject domain, the skill, what you want to do, that is the most important skill you should have. Suppose if I want to start a restaurant, if I don't know how to cook, then I will be in big trouble. Suppose one day my cook do not turn out, my chef do not come. So I, being a owner, I have to get my things ready. I should get into the kitchen. I should start making the item. So if I don't have the skill, if I depend on somebody, then anytime it can crash. That means you need to have a skill set also. That is also one of the part of leadership skill. So overall, what we expect to be a leader in entrepreneurship, Mr. Dependable. Suppose employees. Suppose imagine a huge organization, thousands of employees. Now there are leaders. Now, if one day they want to close the company, now this 1,000 family depending upon you, so where will they go? That means for them you are Mr. Dependable. So you need to have that kind of dependability, integrity. There's so many skills one can talk about. But you already have learned over the last 2 days. So I don't want to say anything to you, but I'm just sharing what I'm thinking. My father used to say that I still remember that if you are on a cruise trip, okay, so it's a party trip. So everybody is a captain. Nobody knows who is the captain, actually speaking. But when the storm comes in, so then people are, where is the captain? Where is the captain? You know, when the storm comes in life or storm comes in business, the real captain will come out. That means the person who has the skill to handle that critical disaster situation in a business or in any environment. So that ability to stand and be quiet and take a decision and think good for everybody. How can I protect my team? So these are the things what I personally feel will make you a good leader. There are many entrepreneurs who think that, okay, making money is the most important thing. But money is the least thing in the business actually. You invest money, obviously, but that is just one part of your entrepreneurship. So you are investing your valuable time and also the time of your employees, the life of your employees. So it is money. Money helps you start something, but it cannot help you sustain it. It is your leadership skill. It helps you to sustain it. So in that regard, this workshop, I am really thankful to Prof. Vandana and the team for taking this wonderful initiative for this skill to make their life in a thing and learn the right skill at the right time. Because you see, people say, okay, money makes money, money grows money. So that is, so if that is the case, all the business persons, the children, they should have also become multi-billionaire. Okay, we have seen many examples that one person becomes a billionaire, but their children could not carry forward. So they could not make that money grow further because we have seen so many leading businesses. We have seen it collapses and it changes. If you have to have the adaptability, okay, suppose Facebook was created. It was a big hit. Everybody was behind Facebook, even today. But they have realized over the time, people are shifting to WhatsApp. So people are shifting to many other new phenomena, right? That means that creator of Facebook should be intelligent enough to invest in the new disruptive technology. So he acquired WhatsApp. Facebook acquired WhatsApp. We all know that. You see, now he is also creating a new technology called metaverse. So metaverse is a kind of virtual world. Now it's going to be a key thing like a WhatsApp. Everybody is going to use metaverse in coming few years. So they know what is coming. That means being an entrepreneur, another ability of the leadership is seeing the future. Okay, running, sustaining it. Once you sustain, then take another skill. Okay, see the future, what is coming, which can sustain your business, or should I change my direction, travel direction? If you are traveling, you don't go in the straight path all the time. Sometimes there are 3 junctions comes. You take a decision, I should go straight or left or right. That decision making will come only if you have the skill set and technology to see the future. That means today, as I was telling you earlier, you have a lot of information and at the same time, a lot of technology. So the leadership skill today need the most important skill set of using this technology in the business. If your business do not use technology, you will be in a disadvantaged position. I hope somebody would have talked about technological aspect also, Prof. Vandana.
They have spoken about skills.
Technology part has not been taken.
Skills, mostly skills. Yeah, mostly skills.
Okay, yeah. Good. So these are some of the things I want to share, right? And also, my father used to say one important thing. Suppose when you are in a crisis, okay, so you don't have anything. Suppose, for example, imagine a situation, you are traveling and there is a hillock and there is a steep, sharp slope and you have to climb. You don't have anything, okay? So what you will do? So he asked me, my father asked me, in such situation, what you will do? I said, I don't know. I have to look for help. Okay, there is now nobody to help, right? You have to climb. You cannot. That is the situation. Then he said, okay, now find a way to take out your hair. Take out your hair and then be a ball and then use your hair and make a kind of thread and use the thread to climb. That means that is a kind of skill one should have. How can I create my own resource to stand up? So that self-power is very much needed, the willpower. So it will propel you in this journey of entrepreneurship. It is not an easy journey. Entrepreneurship is not an easy journey because many people that may not have it. Because when I was working in a government, okay, there was many opportunity for me to join a private company, right? So I didn't go because at that time I realized that for being in a business, that is, you need to correspond with hundreds of people. You need to go and sell something. You need to make sure that is with you all the time. So that is not a small job. It is a more dedicated effort every time you are with people. And I realized I didn't have that skill because that I have to decide whether do I have a skill or not. At that moment of time, I didn't have. So over the time, I developed many various skills. So over the time, you will develop a leadership skill. Even Steve Jobs, he's a kind of different leader. So because of his aggressive leadership, he could create a new disruptive technology. Sometimes your skills, your nature also helps you. Being aggressive sometimes will be useful, but it will not take you to the long way. He had his own effect on his health. So helping your team to grow and both physically and mentally is also another type of leadership skill you need to look into. If your team is healthy, you will also be. And with this, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be with you, and I wish all the participants for attending this training. I am thankful to them, and I wish them all the success in their life. Thank you very much, Professor Vandana, for the opportunity.
Thanks a lot, Professor Jeganathan. It was such a nice engulfing talk. You spoke about everything, and it was something which we will not read anywhere. It was from your own perceptions of things. So that was the most wonderful part of it. So please continue with the session, Ms. Anupma.
I request Dr. Jeganathan to give the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. It has been very fascinating and highly engaging 2 days. Thank you, dear participants, for constantly being with us. I would like to thank our entire team behind this workshop who have made this a success. I would like to give my hearty vote of thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Indraneel Manna sir, for gracing the event and for his thought provoking and encouraging, motivating address. Thank you, sir, for giving us your precious time from your busy schedule. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor C. Jeganathan, sir, our guest of honor, for his constant support and encouragement. We all are definitely inspired by your great words that you have just shared with us. I thank our special guests, all dignitaries, deans, head of the departments who have extended a great amount of support to us. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to our director, Dr. Vandana Bhattacharjee ma'am, for providing the guidance and support much needed for the program. I thank all the session speakers for associating with us and disseminating knowledge and their experiences. I thank each and every member of the media and press for their support and coverage given to the program. I thank each and every committee member, faculty members, lab technicians, staff members of BIT of Campus Lalpur for their constant support given to us. Last but most important, our student coordinators who have provided us with every level of assistance as and when needed. Once again, I thank all of you for your cordial cooperation.
So congratulations to all, to the team, Professor Vandana, your leadership.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
Wonderful.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Shall I leave?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Nice. Miss Anupma and Miss Millie, it was a fantastic event put together for 2 days.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
must have been a good effort on your part, 9 hours yesterday and today also. But it was very eventful and fruitful. So I thank you all very much. Thanks to all the participants again. Thank you very much. And please fill the feedback form which will be floated to you all. And okay, so we close now?
Yes, ma'am.